All right. Great morning. Welcome to Miracle Morning Mastermind. Today is Ask Me Anything. So let's jump right in and hear from you all. So I'm so proud of you all. You all have been trooping, like y'all are hungry. Y'all are hungry. This is completely voluntary and um, special invitation only for a few select people within my rising stars within the organization. And you all are just hungry. You show up in and out, you want it. And so super excited for you all. And some of you have new clarity that you've been getting. Some of you have new activity that you've been doing. And some of you got new results. Or maybe you have some questions. So let's hear from you all right away. This morning, well, what's happening for you? Anything you want me to go deeper into, or something you can share with everybody that's been helping you this past week? Miss
I
Faith, you
am,
want to kick us off?
yeah, I'm an executive director and I'm an executive director maker. And I just wanted to shout out Gene. We never know how our stories impact other people, but I had just consistently been hearing his voice say that he was tired of being in and out of Performance Club. And it just keeps speaking to me, keeps speaking to me. And that's my story too. And I just made up my mind, I've got to find a way, regardless of what happens in my experience, got to find a way to get the consistency because I want to be like Gene. I want to, when he levels up, I want to level up and I want everybody to level up. And so, um, sometimes we're on here and we share and we just don't realize it just might be that moment of enlightenment that strikes someone else. So I'm shouting him out today, giving him a huge kudos. I've been able to get my, just hearing that commitment in him clicked in me. And I just felt like something, a voice was saying, we can all do this. We can all do this. And so, like I said, I just wanted to shout him out this morning.
That's so good. Everybody make some noise for Faith Abraham and Gene Gallegos. Woo woo.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Woo 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 woo.
Yes, that's really nice.
All right, who's next? What's happening? New clarity, new activity, new results, or something you want me to go deeper into?
Great morning, holiday, happy holidays, family. I'll go. I'm Glenn Straughter, Sacramento, California. I'm an executive director and an executive director maker, and I represent Team Franco. I'm really interested in promoting. Um, I was watching something, um, some down. I took some downtime, and I was watching something about Puff Daddy, and I thought of you, Coach. He wasn't really. You mentioned something once about ability. People have resistance in this opportunity because they think they don't have ability, but um, you can learn how to promote, and um, it inspires me that ability you have to promote, and I want to master that. So, and I mentioned that to you before, and you gave me a bunch of tips. If you could elaborate, maybe there's something that I don't have in my notes about promoting. Something that was mentioned on that show about Puff Daddy that he could promote. The guy that actually got him started, uh, he saw that in him. He actually would over promote. He got in trouble. People got in trouble because he knew how to promote. And I said, man, that's powerful right there. That's really where he made his fortune, is his promotion. So I'm really interested in that. Thanks for letting me share.
Oh, that's so good. And when you say promote, what's the outcome you want to see? You want to have more people showing up at events? Is that what you mean by promoting?
Yes.
Okay, excellent question. So I didn't know a thing about promoting. When I first got started, I was just hungry to grow as an entrepreneur, and I was, you talked about Miss Faith just talked about Gene Gallego saying, you know what, I'm tired of missing Performance Club, and I'm ready to shift. I was tired of being shy. I was tired of being in my shell. I was tired of my introverted nature holding me back from opportunities. And I wanted to grow. Like, what will it take for me to become the leader that can accomplish what I want to accomplish? And we've heard of be, do, have, but I think of it as have, do, be. Those three words, have, do, be. We know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So have is what it is you want to have that you don't currently have. In order to have something different, we know we have to do something different. That's the do. But in order to do something different consistently in a way that's sustainable, we must become someone differently. And the results that I wanted to have required me to become a core leader, do what core leaders do, and then to discover what are the attributes of a core leader. And that's why this series that we've been in, 10 steps to 10K per month consistently, is so important, because it gives you a clear picture of, okay, most people want to have $10,000 plus per month on autopilot. That's the have. And most people want to um, uh, or help somebody else do the same thing so they can go beyond that. Most people want to be clear on, okay, well, what do I need to do? So the core leader challenge tells us exactly what to do in order to have 10,000 plus per month on autopilot. But then the question is, who do I have to be? And one of the powerful things about Pastor Glenn's question is core leaders are great promoters. Core leaders become great promoters. And if you all caught it, said the reason why promoting is so important, and I'm going to tell you in the business, I learned this in my home-based business in the network marketing profession, and that is events take care of everything for you. And when I got started, I went, man, I wasn't good at selling yet. Keyword was yet. I had to get over my dislike for selling. Can anybody relate to that? I didn't used to like sales, the idea of sales. I did a video on that a while back where I felt like selling was manipulation. I had an unhealthy mindset about the word sales. So I wanted to get over that. I wasn't a strong recruiter, bringing people in. I hadn't figured that out yet. Keyword again was yet. And so, wait a minute, if I'm in a business that requires customers, which is all business, and I'm in a business that, in order to scale it and duplicate it, I have to recruit good talent for the team, which is all business, um, I was in trouble. And then I heard a gentleman named Eric Worre, who wrote the book Go Pro, The 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. And he introduced me to the skills. He said there's 7 key skills. And if you just practice these 7 key skills, by the time you have all 7, you're earning multiple 6 figures as a network marketing professional. And it's based on the skills. It's not based on luck. It's not based on your company. It's not based on the economy. It's based on your skills. And so I realized, oh, wow, these are 6 and 7 figure skills. And he wrote them in that book called Go Pro. And one of those skills is called promoting. But I'm going to share my screen here. And let me see. There's a visual I put together. And one of the things he taught me about promoting, it inspired me so much. He said, even if you're not good at anything else, he said, if you can get good at promoting, you can write your own ticket, because if you can promote and get people to show up to an event, then there's going to be somebody at the event who's great at presenting, even if you're not good at presenting. There's going to be somebody at the event that's great at closing for you, even if you're not good at closing. If you're good at promoting, you get good at promoting, but you're not good at selling. There's somebody at that event, they're going to put the best seller in the front of the room to do the presentation. If you're not good at recruiting, they're going to put the best recruiter in front of the room to help recruit for you. And if you're not, I mean, it's like if you're not good at training people, because you got to train and develop your team, right? He said, if you're not even good at training and developing your team, if you just get good at promoting, the best trainers are at the events. So the most profitable skill you can ever learn is the skill of promoting. And that's why this is the most important picture to me. As I teach the concept called the 4 rhythms of success, remember, as born CEOs, we know whenever we want to be successful at something, we immediately look for what are the 4 rhythms of success in the thing that we want to be successful at. And the 4 rhythms represent daily, weekly, monthly, and annually. What's the daily rhythm? A few things we do daily. What's the weekly rhythm? The few things we do weekly. What's the monthly rhythm? The few things we do monthly. And what's the annual rhythm? The few things that we do annually. And now you know what to go to work on. Okay, I'm going to become the person that this is the norm for. I'm going to become the type of person who is in this daily, in these 4 rhythms. So in my network marketing business, my home-based business, this is what the rhythms, these are the 4 rhythms from left to right. And what do you all notice about, what do you notice the most about these 4 rhythms? What are they made up of the most? If you look in the boxes, what do you see the most on this whole page? Activities or events?
People,
Activities
more
or
people.
events? My question is, do you see
Oh,
more activities or do you see more events?
Events.
How many of these boxes are activities and how many of these boxes are events?
three of them are events. One is activities.
And the weekly has 2 different events.
Oh, daily.
The weekly has 2 different events,
Oh,
if you didn't count that.
oh,
So on the weekly one has an in-person event, one night a week in person, that's the networking dinner. And it has a Thursday night core training online. That's also an online event. And then there's the month. So that's 2 events weekly. That's 1 event monthly. And then there's 1 event per quarter on the screen. So that's 4 events out of the 5 key boxes. That's 4 different events. And then you got your daily activities that lead people into the 4 different events. So what people miss in this business is that this is an events business. I used to think this was a selling business. Okay, I got to get good at selling the product, and that's a good skill to have. I used to think this was a recruiting business. Oh, I got to get good at recruiting people, and that's a good skill to have. But what Eric Worre taught me, and he's the master of events, he says This is an events business. If all you did was get good at moving people into the weekly event, one night a week in person, getting people to the Thursday night core training online event, getting people to the in-person Super Saturday once a month, which I'm going to see you at, Mr. Pastor Glenn, in a couple hours, right? And getting good at getting people to the quarterly big event once a year. That's the whole thing. You'll figure out recruiting. The events recruit for you. The events retain customers for you, retain team members for you. They stick around longer. People have more fun. People build their confidence at the events. People meet their next workout partners and accountability partners at the event. People build relationships at the event. People get inspired at the event. People get developed and trained at the event. People make big decisions at big events. Um, Everything happens at the event. They hear testimonials at the event. They get their questions answered at the event. They develop the habit of showing up consistently at the event. They want to come back to the next event. It does everything for you. So that's why you want to get really, really good at events. Now, we have a leadership playlist. In the Core Leader Challenge, the L in Core Leader stands for um, listen 30 minutes a day to our leadership curriculum. So listen or study the curriculum. Inside of that leadership curriculum, and for anybody that's watching this, you can go to BornCEO.com/resources. But in that curriculum, in the leadership development playlist, there's some advanced leaders. There's a section that says something like advanced leadership strategies or advanced leadership resources or additional. That's what it says, additional leadership resources. And one of them is called the 23 Skills of a Master Promoter, Pastor Glenn. And it's a rare video with Eric Worre teaching the 23 skills of a master promoter. I remember going to an event with Eric Worre, and there might have been a little over 200 people at that event in San Francisco. And every single year, he used the very skills that he used to build his home-based business to over $1 million a year in the network marketing profession. And he used those exact same skills to grow his coaching company or his education company called Network Marketing Pro. And he turned that into an annual event called Go Pro. And I was there. I've only missed a few of them. And I was at that first one, and there were like 200 plus of us. And then the next year, there was 400 plus. And then the next year, there were like, it either went to 800 or 2,000. But then one of them had 2,000 people. And then the next year was like 4,000 plus. And then the next year, it was at a bigger conference room in Vegas. And it was like, it went from like 8,000 plus to 20,000, 16 to 20,000 plus. And now it's global every single year. People from all over the world. He and his wife built their own studio in Vegas. And he did it all based on this skill of promoting events, selling out events. And so when you all want to know the 23 skills of a master promoter, so check that out in the leadership library and start practicing those skills. But how can you start? What are some basic things you can start with? One of the things I learned is that promoting an event is emotional. It's emotional. So one thing to know is that there's a difference between announcing, inviting, and promoting. Announcing and inviting is just letting people know that the event is there, asking some questions. But promoting, and this applies to selling, marketing, influencing, all of these are about influence, moving people, leadership, moving people, your ability to get someone to do what they would not have done had you not shown up. That's a great definition that I learned. my ability to get someone to do what they would not have done had I not been there. If you're not getting somebody to do what they wouldn't have done, then you didn't really lead them. You didn't influence them. You didn't really impact them. So how can I? That's a question to ask that brilliant mind that you have, everyone, and to ask and pray about, ask about. I utilize my mind. I'm a believer, so I have access to the Holy Spirit, and I use access to the Holy Spirit, which knows everything. And so I'm always asking for wisdom. I pray for wisdom. I pray for insight. I ask my mind the right questions, and I study mentors and ask questions. So I get mentors. I mean, I get wisdom by praying and asking. I get wisdom by asking myself the right questions. I get wisdom by asking successful people the right questions. Even if I'm not talking to them right away, I can ask Eric Worre questions by studying his videos and paying attention. How do I get better at promoting? Oh, let me go to one of his videos and study it. Let me go research it. Let me go to YouTube. I'm asking my mentor a question, even through a video, even through a book, and I'm seeking wisdom. So the right question is, what could I say or do that would make this person want to show up? This is one of the most basic but profound places to start. Just start thinking like that in a creative way, in a 360 degree view, meaning think outside of the box. Think about their entire life. What would make this person want to show up? Make a whole list. Just make a big old list of all the things you could come up with that would make this particular person want to show up instead of doing whatever they were going to be doing that day. In fact, maybe you all can help me make a list. In the chat, jot down some reasons why a person might want to show up to an event. Like, let's say on the Saturday today, like today, we got a Super Saturday here in Sacramento. It's around 12 p.m. today. So it's going to be in about 5 hours. Now, some people have plans today for Saturday. Some people, their plan is just to relax. Some people made family plans. Some people didn't make any plans. But there's two types of people. There's some people that will stop promoting this event because it's only 5 hours away in their mind. And they won't have anybody show up, anybody additional. And there's other people, master promoters, like it's never too late to get people to show up. There's some people that don't have anything to do today that would show up and say, oh, you know what? I was wondering what I was going to do today. I'm glad you invited me. I can actually make it. There's some people that would show up because you made it so exciting. They're like, man, that sounds way more exciting than what I was planning on doing. I'm going to change my plans and I'm going to show up, even though it's 5 hours from now. Even if it's 1 hour from now. I've had people show up at the last minute. Yeah, I can make it because I promoted it. Sometimes it's your enthusiasm alone. Like, wow, you just sounded so excited about the event, which is not transferred by a text message, by the way. Text messages just inform people about the location and the time. That's not promoting. That's just announcing the event. Hey, everybody, here's an event coming up. Okay, very small percentage of people will show up just because of an announcement. That just makes them aware that the event is there. It doesn't give them a whole list of emotional reasons to be there. So promoting effectively is giving people a whole list of emotional reasons why they would rather show up than to do whatever they were planning on doing. Some people, they're excited and they actually want to go, but they still won't go because they have some concerns that they haven't figured out how to overcome. Yeah, I would like to go, but I haven't figured out childcare, or I haven't figured out how I'm going to pay for it, or how much it costs, or, I haven't figured out, I promised my significant other I was going to do something, and I haven't figured out how to make it work. So a lot of people won't show up to an event unless you help them figure out how to overcome whatever they thought would keep them from showing up for the event. Meaning they're not going to think of a solution on their own. Most people, unfortunately, aren't that solution oriented by automatically. It takes a leader, a problem solver to come beside them and say, hey, if I could show you a way, if we could find a way to overcome those obstacles, would you attend? That's an Eric Worre phrase right there. If I would you, if I would you, if I could help you find a way, write this down, you all. This is a problem solving statement. This is a master promoter statement. If I could help you solve that challenge, would you come? Well, I guess so. They're either going to say yes or they're going to give you another challenge. Well, yeah, but, and they'll give you another one. And then guess what you say to that one? Oh, if we could help you solve that one too, would you come? And they're either going to say, well, yeah, those were my only two challenges. Or they're going to say another one. Well, there's also this other thing. And a master promoter would say, what?
If I could help you solve
Like,
that problem too, would you come?
Yes, you got it. And a master promoter doesn't care how long the list is. There's not 100 things on the list. There's not 50 things on the list. There's not 20 things on the list. There's probably no more than 1 to 5 things on the list. And a master promoter is like, I'll keep going until we solve all of them. And boom, now that person's coming to the event. Are y'all getting this?
yes,
Isn't this so good? Is this helpful?
yes, yes,
And I went, wait a minute, that's all it takes? So somebody that's not getting a lot of people to show up, they're not asking that if I could help you solve that, or even if it's not you, if we could help you solve that. What does we mean? That means me and my support team. If we can help you solve it. Because guess what? Just because I don't know how to solve it doesn't mean my team leader doesn't know how to solve it. My team leader's been practicing solving these problems for 25 years. So just because I don't know how to solve the problem doesn't mean my team leader can't help them solve the problem. And there goes another tip for becoming a master promoter. Never give up because you haven't figured out how to solve the problem. Always bring someone in who's a better problem solver than you after you've exhausted your problem solving skills. After you reach the max of your problem solving skills, it's time to tag in a better problem solver. But don't you give up. One of the biggest mistakes people make in promoting is somebody gives them an objection they don't know how to handle, and then they co-sign with the prospect or the team member. Oh yeah, I understand. No. And it's okay to say I understand, but don't leave it there without the problem solved. So a master problem solver is just relentless. They will not stop until the problem's solved. Or that person says, you know what? There's absolutely nothing, even though you went through all of that with me, there's absolutely nothing more you can do to get me to come to that event. And even still, that might not stop a master problem solver. They still might figure out how to solve that. I understand. But let me just ask you this. So let me so one more tip on becoming a master promoter, which is a master problem solver, is none of this works unless you found that you made that list. You've identified that list in your mind or on paper of all the reasons they would want to. Remember, this all started with their own desire. What are the reasons they would desire it? Do they have a spouse they want to do something for? Do they have children they want to do something for? Do they have parents they want to do something for? Do they have financial goals they want to achieve? Do they have health goals they want to achieve? But coach, what if I'm not in the health business? Well, are there any health benefits to what you do? Let's say you're in the legal services business. Are there any health benefits to what you do? Any health benefits to people showing up to your event, even though you're in the legal services business? Give me one if there is.
peace of mind.
Elaborate. How's that help it? How's that impact a person's health?
The service is a form of protection, and that can apply to a person's business, a person's family, or the individual themselves.
So peace of mind lowers stress. Stress is one of the biggest causes of health issues. You
Thank
see?
you.
So there you go. And you went about the product, but I actually asked about the event. And that's correct about the product. But I said about the event. Is it whatever the thing is you're promoting? Are you promoting a product right now? Or are you promoting the event? So if we're talking about promoting the event, you would do the exact same thought process about the event. What are the health benefits of attending that event? Oh, you know what? Being around positive people and personal development and environment, it reduces stress. It's healthy. You know what? Somebody's going to be at that event that's super healthy. I want to introduce you to them. One of my colleagues is there, if that's true. So, what am I doing there? See, one of the reasons that keep people from being an effective promoter is they're not thinking outside of the box. Think bigger than what you do. What you do, there's more behind what you do. There are hidden benefits to what you do that you must identify that it can impact positively every area of somebody's life. What if somebody's like, oh, you know what, Saturday is usually I'm single and I'm really wanting to do a better job at putting myself out there. So Saturday is my day to go on dates. So I won't be able to make it to your event, unfortunately, this time. Well, if you're not a master promoter, you'd be like, oh, I understand. If you're not a master promoter, if you are a master promoter, wait a minute. If I could introduce you to some other singles, uh, would you come? Oh, they're going to be singles there. Yeah, there's going to be some powerful, not just any singles. These are folks that are highly developed professionals, just good people to get around. Huh? And then you keep going until you're like aroused that desire. You're matching what you have. You're identifying the hidden benefits of what you do that can help them get what they already want. What they already want, the desire they want to move towards, or the pain they want to move away from. Oh, but coach, I don't think I can make it. Today's my anniversary, and I promised my significant other, this is when we're gonna go celebrate today. Oh, congratulate, happy anniversary. What are some of the things you all what are y'all planning on doing? Oh, we're just gonna go to a restaurant locally. We're gonna keep it simple this year. Oh, that's really good. What are some of the things you dream of doing for your anniversary? Oh, I would love to really take my significant other to Paris one day. Really? Hey, let me ask you something. If I could show you a way that you could take your significant other to Paris sometime soon and pay for it and have a good time, would you be willing to come to the event and then go celebrate your anniversary right afterwards? Huh, I didn't think of that. Maybe. Y'all see what I'm doing here? So a master promoter, tell me what y'all are picking up about a master promoter. Everybody chime in.
They're a problem solver for the people that they're prospecting.
Yes. Problem solvers. Who else? What are you picking up? Master promoters have more fun than non-promoters, by the way. This is fun. You see, y'all keep laughing at me as I come up with these creative solutions. Like, wow, I didn't even think about that. Oh, wow, that's a good one. Right? Promoters have more fun. Go ahead, Pastor Glenn.
Yeah, it's in the process, people are realizing that you're offering them something that'll help them. That's powerful, and I actually like that because that's what I want to do. Because I want to offer people something that's gonna benefit them. Because that's what happened. That's what was done for me.
That's so important. And the opposite of that I'm hearing from you is feeling like you're trying to get them to do you a favor by coming to the event, which has less power, less impact as Pastor Glenn is pointing out, than when you realize you have something for them. So promoters are givers more than takers. Some people struggle with promoting is because they're more focused on what they can receive by that person showing up. But a master promoter is more focused on how they can help that person. In fact, a promoter is a better servant than a non-promoter. They are serving this person better. They're taking the time to think through, what does this person want? They're asking that person the question, what is this? What do you want? They're getting to know them. What do you want? Whenever I think of a person, think about every area of their life, you all, and what do they want in every area of life? What do they want in their health? What do they want in their spiritual life? What do they want in their relationship life? Significant other, parent, children, sibling, community relationships, their relationships as a leader, their relationships on the job. What do they want professionally in their professional life? What do they want financially in their financial life? What do they want at home in their home life? This is what I mean by take a 360-degree look at their entire life. Ask 360-degree questions. Maybe not like a interview, but in a conversational way, and where you're learning about each other's wheel of life. This is why forming a relationship is so important. That acronym FORM, FORM, learn about each other's F, family, learn about each other's O, occupational journey. Like, what did you do after school for work? What'd you do after that? What'd you do after that? Here's what I did. Oh, I know some people that do that too. Oh, I have a family member that's in that same field. What was that like for, oh, R, recreation, recreational desires. Like, what do you want to do more for fun? When you have more time and money, what do you do for fun? Or what would you like to do more of for fun? And so that's the R. And M, you're listening for motivation. Wow, you know what? You've accomplished a lot of things in your life. What's next for you? You've accomplished a lot of things in your life. What's next for you? What's the next chapter for you? Notice how I didn't insult them or make them. Notice how I'm complimenting what they already have accomplished before asking what they want next. Because if you don't, and you ask some people about their goals, they feel like they're not successful already. So instead of telling you their goals, they tell you that they're going to compliment themselves and tell you why. Well, I'm already pretty successful. So before ego gets in the way, you acknowledge what they've already accomplished, acknowledge their ego, acknowledge their accomplishments first, so that they don't have to. Acknowledge their ego, acknowledge their accomplishments, so they don't have to. And now they can feel safe to open up to you about their next goals, because you didn't make them feel, because you made them feel important. Like the book How to Win Friends and Influence People teaches, just basic people skills, 30 people principles. In that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, which is a must. It's a must listen if you want to master people. So this is a people business and an events business. It's about moving people to events. So what I finally come to realize on all these years is leadership and the word promoter and leader are interchangeable for Eric Worre. So these 23 skills of a master promoter are 23 skills of a leader who moves people, a leader of people. And so I was like, oh, wow. So that's his leadership development model. That's his leadership process, is becoming a great promoter turns you into a better leader of people. Anybody else? What are you picking up about how you can become a better promoter and what makes you into a master promoter?
Asking better questions,
Mhm. You
asking the
said,
right questions and just asking questions, even just asking to attend the event. It's,
Right. That part, right? Did y'all catch that? Sometimes all you have to do is ask them to attend the event, and people are like, "Yeah, I'll come." But so that's one place to start. Just ask everybody in a positive way, and then number two, ask better questions. If they give you objections, well, first give them reasons why they would want to attend. Give them reasons why they want to attend, better reasons, and then ask them to attend, like Gene Gallegos just said, and then solve their problems keeping them from attending. So if you can find enough reasons that they would want to attend, and then you can help them overcome any of the obstacles that might keep them from attending, the only logical response left is for them to attend. So your job is to make a list of all these reasons and keep that list growing, because you can use that list over and over again with different people. And and develop your own toolbox for helping people solve their problems. In the beginning, your toolbox might be empty. And then somebody gives you an objection like, I don't know about daycare. I would love to attend this event because I would love to earn more if it can help me earn more income, but I don't know what to do about childcare today. Okay. Um, is there anybody you usually call when you need childcare or you're in a bind? Oh, well, yeah, sometimes my sibling is available or their grandmother's available, but I don't really want to ask them because I already asked them for a favor last week. Well, if this could help you achieve those goals and desires that we talked about, would it be worth just for a couple hours for them to do you this favor? Wouldn't that help you do something nice for them as well? Well, you know what? I never thought about it that way. You're right. I guess I could ask them. In fact, you know what? My sister owes me a favor anyway. Okay, yeah. See, all they needed was a sounding board to help them walk through it. But most people just leave them like that and they don't have any tools in their toolbox. So you just added another tool through your toolbox. And that tool is just help them think it through, help them think through a solution. So, a master promoter, you have to be more solution oriented than they are. And that's a part of it. Um, there was a time when I wasn't very solution oriented. I had to build up the muscle of developed the belief that there's always another solution. Say that out loud or write it down. There's always another solution. There's always.
There's always another solution.
And notice that word another. So not just one, there's also another one. And even if that didn't work, there's another one. And if that doesn't work, there's another one. And if that doesn't work, there's another one. A master promoter knows that there's always another solution. And even if I don't know the other solution, somebody knows another solution. So I'm going to search the world over until I find another solution until we solve the problem. A master promoter is like an ant. You won't stop an ant from getting there. You got to kill an ant to stop it from doing what it's going to do. It won't stop. If you put an obstacle in front of it, it'll go around it to the left. You put another obstacle, it'll go. If going to the left doesn't work, it'll go around it to the right. If going to the right doesn't solve the problem, that ant's going to go over top of it. If it can't go over top of it, it's going to go dig a hole underground and come up on the other side. If it can't get to the other side, it's going to find a way to gnaw through the obstacle that you put in front of it. It's not turning back. It's on an unstoppable mission. So be like an ant. The book of Proverbs says, consider the ant, you sluggard. Like, what'd you call me? You know, because ants, pay attention to ants. Be like an ant. Be unstoppable. We're wiser than ants. We have more abilities than ants. We're created in the image of God Almighty himself. So tap into those ant-like qualities and you can automatically increase the number of people that show up to events. And then finally, one of the biggest tips is how many people are you asking? So if you want to have more people at an event, do this whole process we just talked about with more people. How many more people? So double the number of people, triple the number of people, invite way more people. There's no such thing as too many people. And this goes full circle back to Pastor Glenn's opening statement. They said that he was an over promoter. A great promoter oversells the event. And if you listen to Sell or Be Sold, listen to add this to your list of resources to get better at promoting sales, leadership, influence. 2 books by Grant Cardone. One of them is called Sell. Actually, that's the one I want to emphasize. Sell or Be Sold. And in fact, I'll give you both of them. Sell or Be Sold. And the other one's called Be Obsessed or Be Average. Be obsessed or be average. He helped me dispel the myth that the word obsession it's not a bad word. Anybody who's made a major impact in this world was obsessed with a cause. If Dr. Martin Luther King wasn't obsessed with his dream, we wouldn't know it. If Jesus Christ wasn't obsessed with his mission, we wouldn't know him. Every leader that makes a major impact in this world is obsessed with a vision, obsessed with a purpose. So that word obsessed is not a dirty word. In fact, to go through life without having some type of a healthy obsession, that's a dirty word. That's a mediocre life. It's not tapping into, it doesn't bring glory to God. We're not being all, that's like saying, oh, you know what? I'm not going to be all God created me to be. I'm not going to do all God created me to do. What kind of sick mindset is that? That we've been tricked into believing? That it's okay to be less than we were created to be? It's okay to do less than we were created to do? It's okay to live lower than God has called us to live? He said, I am come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. No, God, I don't want abundance. I just want to be comfortable. What kind of unhealthy mindset is that? Who taught us that? My abundant, and what kind of selfish mindset is that? Oh, I don't need more than just to become. I don't need more money. I don't need to be rich. I don't need to have that many resources. Yeah, maybe you don't, but what about your purpose in life? What about the other people that God wants to bless through you? What about the other causes that God wants to see forth that take place through you? It's not about you. God's plan is bigger than you. So the mindset, listen to that audio, be obsessed or be average. And God didn't create us to be average. He didn't create us to do less, just enough. I'm on a mission to destroy that lie, that sick, unhealthy lie that we've been taught that it's okay to settle for less. Go ahead, Pastor Glenn, what's hitting you? You're on mute.
That's been a stronghold for me. Being average. Never liked it, never wanted it. But it's like I didn't aspire to not be that. Maybe because I never found a vehicle or an opportunity to gain a tool, a skill set, a mindset um, to accomplish that. Even more than finances, to be more than even I think I am is attractive to me. It's part of my why now. So
Woo!
yeah, that's what's hitting me.
Oh, that's so good. Make some noise for Pastor Glenn Strada, everybody. Whoop, woo!
Ooh,
That's
love the
major.
revelation. Great revelation.
That's so major, y'all. This is it. And that hit me too, Pastor Glenn. You know, The zero monster. That's a that's a that's one of my nicknames for the devil, that little devil that tries to keep us from being all that we were meant to be, doing what we were meant to do, having what God has for us. Just so much God has for us that we just get cheated out of. The zero monster wants to keep us playing small. I call him the zero monster now. He wants to keep us playing small, and a lot of people fall for it. But in order to conquer the devil, it helps to be aware of the devil. And in order to beat an adversary, it helps to be aware of the adversary, aware of the opponent, aware of the opposition. So we're not just going through life, okay, there's no opposition, there's no opposition. No, there is. And in the book of Matthew, there's a a, a, a section where Jesus talks about, um, I think it's a parable, and it was about the wheat and the tares, the wheat and the tares. And somebody asked him in the parable, it says, oh, should we, somebody's planted weeds, planted tares amongst the wheat, bad seeds amongst the wheat, and it's growing up against the good plants, the good wheat. There's bad seeds that have been planted there. Should I uproot the weeds? And he said, no, don't uproot the weeds, because if you uproot the weeds, you might also uproot some of the wheat. So let it stay and become full grown. And once it's full grown, then you can burn it, burn the wheat, burn the weeds, not the wheat. So there is opposition. There are good seeds and there are bad seeds. There's good and there's evil. Now, good wins. Good always wins. Good always conquers. But it's important to be aware of it. Don't ignore the weeds. That's my whole point. Don't ignore the weeds. Oh, there are no weeds. There are no weeds. Jim Rohn said that. There are no weeds. No, there are weeds. And if you don't remove the weeds, sometimes it'll destroy the garden. Sometimes you do have to pick up the weeds in an ivy plant. My neighbor, Mr. Rich, had an ivy garden, and that was one of my first businesses when I went to help him one day, and then he started paying me. And he taught me how to pull the weeds. So if you don't pull the weeds, they will take over the garden. So anyway, those are some tips on becoming a master promoter. And everybody, yes, be obsessed or be average. Don't be average, be obsessed. Find something worth a healthy obsession. And I recommend you do some soul searching about what God has called you to do, who he's called you to be, what gifts has he given you, what's that vision, what's a bigger vision that he has for you that you may have been ignoring before, or too afraid, or thinking, oh, there's too much. I'm telling you, there's a level of fulfillment that you'll never tap into until you go all in with your purpose that God has given you. There's a level of resources that you have access to that won't be released until you commit to your big purpose. There's a level of joy in your life. People ask me, like, how are you so energized all the time? How are you always so smiling? There's a level of joy that you experience in your life when you commit to that big purpose. All the money you'll ever need is hiding behind your purpose. All the resources you ever need are hiding behind your purpose and your gifts. All the people that you are called to attract to help you fulfill it will start showing up when you commit to your purpose. So let's go, family. Let's go commit. Let's go be big. Go big. Have a big vision. Become a master promoter. Become a more effective leader. And let's fund these dreams that God has given us to make the impact that we've been called to make. Have a great day, everybody. Love y'all. ED equals. Before we go, I said I would do 2 3-way intros. I did 2 yesterday, and today I will do 2. Some people just do 5 days a week. Some people do 6 or 7 days a week. I do 6 days a week. But I said I would do 2. I did 2. And today I will do 2. How about you?
I
Who's
said I
next?
would do 3. I did 3. I've already done 5 this morning. But
How
my
many will
goal
you
was
do today? Yeah.
It was supposed to be 3, but I've already done 5.
I just want to keep the language the same. I said I would do, I did do, and I
I
will
said I
do,
would do 3. I did 3 today.
and I will do 3.
I will do 3, but I already
There
did
we
them.
go. All right. Who's next?
I said I'll do 3. I did 2. I'm going to do 3 today. Who's next?
I will do 3. Yep.
I will do 3.
I said I did, I will do. I said I did, I will do. I said I did, I will do. Who's next?
I said I'd do 5. I did 5. I will do 5.
All right. Ms. Johnson? Oh, the title was Be Obsessed or Be Average. And the other one is Sell or Be Sold by Grant, both by Grant Cardone. All right, let's go crush it today. Love y'all. Next stop.
Platinum.
Platinum.